All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Bap Genius back at again with another video. Today we're going to be doing some mods to the Kawasaki KX250X. Today we're going to be doing the frame guards. I have all my parts over here that we're going to be adding, and so I'm just going to go through and kind of show you guys how to put these on. We're going to do a little build series on this bike. I thought it would be fun. If you want to see the breakdown of why I got this bike and everything, you could see that in this video. I'll put it in the description below for you guys to check out. But basically, to give you guys a little overview, the frame sliders are going to protect this part of the frame. You can see here already it's getting a little scratched up. So the nice thing is it's going to use the same hardware. So some of these bolts you're just going to take out and then replace with the frame sliders. And you're going to use some zip ties, and that's pretty much it. It should be a very simple install. So it's going to be similar on the other side. It's going to be a little different. You're going to have to remove some stuff, but it's a very simple setup. So I'm going to go ahead and start to get everything set up, show you guys what we're going to have to do here. So let's get it going.
Yeah, start it off right, boys. Oh, yeah, bro. Send it. Yeah.
All right, guys, so these are the frame guards here. I went with Acerbis. I don't know how to say that. Everybody says it differently. But they give you the zip ties and a couple screws and things that you're going to need for it, as well as the directions on here as well. These were pretty cheap. They were like 30 bucks. So just so you guys can see how it's going to look on there. It's going to look something like that. It goes right over. Like I said, you're just going to replace these two down here. This, I'm going to have to, I guess, remove the brake cover here. But that'll end up sitting basically like that when it's done, and that looks so nice. So we're gonna get started with that. So via the directions, it's a pretty simple breakdown. Basically, it's telling you you're gonna take apart that brake lever, like I said. You're gonna insert the insert here. It's basically like a drywall screw, which is pretty funny. But that's gonna go right behind the brake lever on that side. And that's going to be, once you get the cover on, you're going to put the bolt into that, and then the same thing on the other side of the bike. You're going to have an insert for that as well. Once that's in, you're going to put in the washer and the screw, same thing on the other side, and then you can just replace the original hardware. You're going to see you're going to remove the screws that are already in there. You'll see where the holes are on it. I'll show you guys real quick. So like I said, these two holes, these are going to be replaced with the OEM bolts. Are going to go right over. You're not even going to have to remove these, it looks like. It's really just going to be that one, and then you're just going to zip tie the top and then zip tie around the bottom here, it looks like. So this is going to be the one we're using. It's like a glove. It's going to need a little torque. There we go. Nice and easy. You don't want to strip it out. Anytime you're using any tools, you want to be very careful, even when you're just going back and forth putting it on. If you go too sharp and you don't allow it to grip correctly, you can risk starting to chip the metal of the bolt, and then you end up risking losing out. Then you risk stripping out the bolt, and that's never any fun. So nice and easy. Just enough. And look at that. It's the nice thing about having a new bike. Everything is still greased. Okay, let me grab a paper towel. Alright guys, so before we do this insert here, just let it be known, these two expanders are two different sizes. So the larger one is going to go on the right side of the bike if you're looking at it from seating position. Like I said, now I can slide this kind of out of the way. Put that in there, the fastener. It's going to be right where it should be. And now I could take the first frame guard, kind of get it set in place here. It's going to fit on just like that. And now I can move the brake out of the way. Now these screws are the same size, so that's not going to matter much which one you use for the installation. Just make sure that everything lines up correctly. Okay. Now you're going to use a Phillips head screwdriver just to put that in place, and then we can zip tie the last piece in. Like I said, now you can push the brake lever out of the way. Start to tighten this into the fastener. Everything is lined up the way that I want it. So now you can go ahead and tighten this in all the way. All right, that feels pretty tight. So with that side being done, before I go through to the other side, I'm just gonna finish this side up. Got our zip ties that they supply for you. You can try and add it whichever way you want. I'm gonna try and keep it out of view of people and try and make it as clean of a setup as possible. Beautiful, and then you can cut off any excess that you don't want. Make sure you leave a little bit just in case it does get flexed at any point. Perfect, that's on there nice and tight, fits well. For this setup, there is one more. You're gonna push through the back section, down here, wrap around, like I said, try and have it out of view. Again, leave a little bit of wiggle room. All right, and that's the one side done. Before we go to the other side, let's finish this back up. Let's get the brake inserted back to where it was. It's tight enough to where it's not gonna fall off. Nice. Like that's perfect, check it. Working perfectly, everything's tight. The excess is cut off. This side is done now. Looks so much better. So now we'll come over here, we'll do this side, we'll get everything finished up. You're just gonna finagle this little piece through the back side of the fender here, slide it into place, and now you're gonna use that fastener. So just to show you where it goes, the fastener is gonna go into this bolt now. Push that in as far as it'll go, right there, beautiful. Now, like I said, finagle that around the back side of the fender, and now your bolt, find where it lines up with the hole. Start hand tightening it, and then grab your screwdriver. Phillips head once it's in place where you like it. All right, so that should be good. And then the last step is to add the zip tie to this side. This side only gets one zip tie, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap that around here. Actually, I think I'm gonna do it on this side. It said out of sight, out of mind. Okay, now we can cut off the excess. Right. All right. Cut off that last little bit, and that's it.